Are you still using PowerPoint for your ministry? Well, my name is Gary B. Jr., your media consultant, and I'm here to let you know that it's time to put PowerPoint to bed. Today, I'm going to give you 10 reasons to consider that it's past PowerPoint's bedtime for your ministry. And it's time for you to start using FreeShow. Over 2.5 million people have downloaded this program, and it allows them to have the flexibility that they need that they cannot get from PowerPoint and several other presentation programs. So today, let's talk about this, and I want to hear from you. Ask any questions you have down below. This is a tutorial channel. And so I've got a lot of ideas and a lot of insight about FreeShow, and I'm going to share those with you today. But since it's a tutorial channel, I'm also going to give you an idea of what it looks like and how it works real time. Just as an overview, if you want to go into detail with anything that I share with you today, you can go to my website, garybjr.com, and get the course that's designed to help you get started with FreeShow quickly. It's called the No Nonsense Beginner's Guide to FreeShow, and it has a step-by-step process of helping you get up and going with FreeShow immediately. All right. Now, with that being said, you're currently using PowerPoint. You may have a smaller ministry. You may have a larger ministry. It doesn't matter. Point number one that we need to consider is PowerPoint is tired. Okay. And it's slowing you down. PowerPoint is tired, it's ready to go to bed, and you keep waking it up every Sunday, every Saturday, every Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, whenever your meetings are, and you try to put it to work. And it just isn't working well. All right. So what started as being very convenient for you, it was a solution, is now wearing out your volunteers. Your volunteers are tired of the clunkiness and how clumsy the program is and how much it takes to get it working right and to get the files going. And once they get the presentation started, they can't stop it. It's set. So you can't make any changes. So there's a lot of anxiety and stress that goes around that type of process, but it is still a very capable program for boardrooms, just not your sanctuary. All right. Next point here. The times have changed and your media tools should change with it. Now, I'm not saying that we got to go with every trend. However, in your ministry, things started out one way. I remember growing up and we had overhead projectors and there was this clear piece of paper or plastic or whatnot that had the words typed in on it. And there would be somebody up on the stage that was showing the projector on the wall, and they would change the pages out whenever we would go to a new song, but it had every word of every song on each page. And so they would show it and it would have all the words to one song. They would take it off when we finished that song and put all the words up for the next song. We don't do that anymore. And there's a very good reason why. We have found more efficient ways to present our information. Now, I'm not saying PowerPoint is that type of situation. However, it's getting very close to that when it comes to your sanctuary, your service, your church meetings, because it's outdated. It doesn't serve the purpose anymore of meeting the needs that you have now for a modern church. Now, most churches now have not just one projector. They may have two, or they have two monitors, one on each side. They may have three monitors, one in the back, showing the stage, the people on stage, something special as well. And PowerPoint just can't keep up. It just shows everybody the same thing all the time. All right. And so if you want to use a program for your ministry, I would encourage you to get a program that's built for ministry. And that's where FreeShow comes in. It's built for ministry use and several other uses, but it was started with ministry in mind as opposed to boardrooms and board meetings. All right. And so let's talk more about point number 3 and why this is important for you and your media team. All right. Have you ever been in a situation where you got your slides done, you've given them to the person that's going to be running the slides, and as the slide comes up big and bold for everyone to see, you realize that something's misspelled? That's a horrible, horrible feeling. Not just for the person presenting, but the person that's actually on the media team running that show. Because I promise you, they want to make that change. They want to make that update, but they got it from you last minute and they thought everything was good because you said, hey, it's ready to go. And now they're stuck with a misspelling in the slides for the whole church to see. What do you do if you got PowerPoint? A lot of you would just keep it going and act like it's not even there. Some of you would stop the whole program, stop the whole flow of service, shut down PowerPoint, make the change, and then start it back up and start projecting again. Well, if you change from PowerPoint, you put it to bed like you need to, give it a nice fluffy pillow, read a bedtime story, and you switch to FreeShow, you won't have to worry about that anymore because you can make changes real time. All right. So let me give you an idea of what I mean when I say make changes real time. I'm going to actually make a change right now while you're looking at that slide. This is what you see right here on this side. This is what the ministry is going to see. The audience is going to see this. All right. And so I just made a spelling error. I'm going to update it for you to see. And check that out. I'm in the back. I'm in the media team. We got disruptions multiple times over. Somebody fell asleep on the S. They were hitting snooze, I guess. I don't know what happened, but we got too many S's. We got a misspelling in the slide. What do? We're going frantic. How do we fix this? Well, there's a lot of ways to approach this, like we talked about with PowerPoint, but with FreeShow, it's very simple. All you would do is you would go over, and I'm going to make this so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you. We'll do it this way. All right. And so we got our slides and we got our preview window up there. I want you to be able to see this preview window. This is where a preview of my audience view is, a preview of my live stream view is, and a preview of where my stage view is. Now, in the middle is where we can edit because I've gone to the edit page. All these S's, they're here. If I click on this, I'll let you see the preview. They're there. All right. I'm going to make a change to this right now. I'm going to go here and I can click in there and I can delete all these S's. And I just want to keep one of them. All right. Now I made that change. Nothing's highlighted. Nothing is in the cursor, but notice the audience didn't see anything. Nothing happened for the audience. All I have to do is hit refresh. And now everything that the audience sees is exactly how it's supposed to be, correctly spelled. All right. This is invaluable for you, your media team, your ministries, everybody to work together. The leaders, everybody can work together in a seamless fashion now because of this process. So now you don't have to worry about misspelling on your slides, your lyrics, whatever it is that you've got going on, because with FreeShow, you can make those fixes real time. All right. Let's talk about our next point here. Point number 4. I know that every ministry is unique. Every budget is unique. No doubt about that. However, I'm personally convinced that if there's something that I need and I can get it for free, I'm open to accepting it for free. I would count it as a blessing. I don't know about you, but if there's something I need and I can get access to it for free without paying for it, I would like to get it without paying for it. You are probably currently paying for PowerPoint and it's not even meeting your needs. So I wouldn't even want PowerPoint for free if I were a ministry. I would want something that can meet my needs. And most ministries like yours, you may not even be getting your needs met with PowerPoint, but you're willing to pay for it, right? Somebody's paying for it. And maybe you've got another ministry program and you're paying for that one. But did you know that you can get a program that's completely robust and flexible, probably more so than what you're currently using in FreeShow, completely free. Now, this sounds like a good deal to me. I don't know about you and your ministry, but I would say that if there's funds being spent and I can save those funds and put them towards something else, why not do it? FreeShow allows you to do that, to reconsider where your budget needs to be and why you don't necessarily need to pay for seats to use a program that you're going to use every week or users. You can actually pay for something like hardware for your ministry. Maybe you want to upgrade the camera. Maybe you want to make changes to the microphones or something along those lines, but you don't have to pay for your software anymore when you're using FreeShow. All right. And this program is completely built for your ministry. Let's talk about our next point here. The same show on every screen. That's getting pretty old. I must admit, for me, when I think about using a program in a ministry, one of the most important things to do is to make sure that the leaders that are presenting and teaching, singing, whatever they're doing, have everything that they need. And the folks that are watching as an audience, they have everything that they need, crystal clear for everyone to see. And with FreeShow, you can do that. And let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If I switch over and let you see a stage view, this is going on real time while I'm doing my presentation. This is what would be shown on the back monitor or the back display for the people on the stage. Okay. Your worship leaders, your teachers, your pastors, whatever it is. And with FreeShow, you now have no more limits on your creativity. That's what the notes on my slide say. I can see those very clearly, very easily. And I can even see a countdown timer on the right side there, along with the clock and the time of day that it is on the left side. I can also currently see my slide progress in the middle there, and along with the current slide and my next slide, which those things on the top are not anything new. However, we were not able to put those on a separate screen in PowerPoint, but now you can. Now, not to mention it just being for the stage, but did I say that you can also do some things for the folks online to where they can still see all the slides just like everybody else can, but in a lower thirds version so they can still see the video of the ministry time happening right before their eyes. So, same show on every screen, not necessary anymore. You can actually make it to where FreeShow shows one thing in-house. You could be showing flyers on the in the lobby monitor outside, or maybe you want to show the live stream on the lobby monitor outside with the video and the lower thirds. And then you also can show a stage view in-house for the folks on stage that may be right on the stage on the floor, maybe in the back of the audience, facing the stage, right over the entryway, which is pretty common. You can do that now and have all those showing unique formats of the same content that's pertinent for those who are looking at it. All right. Let's look at our next point here. Point number 6. This leads me to no stage notes equals lost worship leaders. I just showed you what the stage notes could include, but did I mention they can also include chords for the worship team? You can actually have the lyrics to the songs along with the chords showing on the slide for them to see. And nobody else in the church would ever be able to see it, but they can see this. This is just a generic view of a stage view. You can customize this to be however you want in FreeShow. So if I go back to FreeShow, you can see that I've got my stage view here. This is what you were just looking at. I can go back up at the top here. There's an option that says stage. I can make it to where it just shows one slide and a big timer. That's an example of a customized stage view. I can move this all around and make it customized, big as small as I want. I got another one here that I made. This one is the progress of a verse. If I were actually showing a song or something like that, you would be able to see that here. The time is here. Slide notes on the next slide is here. Slide notes for the current slide would be here, and so forth and so on. All right. And so in FreeShow, you have a lot of flexibility for your worship leaders, for your pastors to not lose their points, not lose their notes, and be able to keep moving forward and focus on what's important, and that's the ministry. All right. Let's talk about the next point here. So for point number 7, what I want to highlight is video and live stream. PowerPoint just isn't ready for that, right? It's not designed to do that, but FreeShow, maybe right now your ministry is all online and you're just using Zoom and you're sharing with those who are part of the fellowship, and that's wonderful. But as your ministry grows, you want to be able to have something that's going to grow with you. With FreeShow, it's already built in to where you can actually control lower thirds, like I showed you earlier. You can have transparent overlays. You can have, and I'm gonna pull it over to the lower thirds while I talk about this. You can have transparent overlays where you can actually pop up an actual overlay. Maybe you want to put a QR code up for people to be able to give. Now you don't have to worry about that with PowerPoint. You can just pop it up and it shows up there. I've got this one set to where it'll show up with one click, and then without doing anything else, it'll disappear after 15 seconds. And that is pretty cool. All right. Now, the next thing you can do with it is you can also set up live stream visuals, right? So right now you can see my live stream down below me here has a little graphic of a video background with all of my points on it. So it's showing the starry night, it's showing the sleepy time for PowerPoint, but it's in the lower thirds portion. Whereas earlier I was showing you the same idea, but bigger in-house. This is something that is very important and very cool with FreeShow when it comes to how it can grow with your ministry. And all of this is completely free. And that's the craziest part about this whole program for me. All right. Now, we talked about it. I showed you a glimpse of it, but you can actually set up custom not backgrounds, but timers in FreeShow. In PowerPoint, you may have tried to do it and it's kind of clunky. It's a little clumsy, but in FreeShow, completely seamless. Let me give you an idea of how it works. All right. So simply put, in FreeShow, there's an option here that's called functions. In our functions, we got a whole setup for timers. And I've got all kinds of timers already here, but you can make them be as long or as short as you want. by simply adding a new timer. And it says, do you want it to be from start to end, like a literal set of time? Do you want it to go towards a certain time? So maybe you say, you know what? I want this to count down towards 11 a.m. when service starts. Or maybe towards an event that you put into FreeShow, and it'll count down towards that event at that time as well. All right. You got all the options you need. And then you can go into FreeShow, you can name it, and we're going to call this one service start. All right. And I got it set right now. It's a 5-minute timer, but maybe we want it to be a 10-minute timer, right? And then we can say, okay, when it overflows, when it gets past the time, we can make it turn red. For those on stage, it's a quick and easy way to know, oh, I'm running over. Let me wrap up. Okay. Maybe it's the worship leader, or maybe it's the pastor, or maybe it's the person making the announcements. You can do that. You can even make it blink when it's overflowing. Now, I'll be careful about that because it's pretty intense to make something blink in front of somebody. It can be fairly distracting. So be careful to not distract with the new technology and the new tools that you have access to. But once you're done, you simply hit create. And now we've got our service timer. Okay. It's called service start. We can go here and hit the plus, the start sign, and it'll start to play. And we can drag it on any slide that we want it to be shown on. We can put it into our stage view, all kinds of things with this type of setup. Now, all that was happening, and the folks online or the folks in service, they didn't see anything. That was what the media team could be doing behind the scenes, real time, without anybody knowing what's going on. And they can start that timer whenever they want to and put it up on any slide they want. All right. Now, this is a big one when it comes to ministries, Bible verses, but on the fly. You can actually put in real-time Bible verses. Whereas with PowerPoint, you're probably used to trying to prepare everything and have it all ready, and that's important. I think prepared notes are always good, but there's always going to be that time or two when you, as the leader, you're teaching, you're sharing, and something comes to mind. There's a verse or a scripture that's very relevant that just escaped your mind when you were making your notes, and you reference that verse. When you're using PowerPoint, the people in the sanctuary will never be able to see that verse. So you got to go and make sure you read it. You got to make sure to give them time to find it, or whatever it may be in terms of the folks in the sanctuary turning to their Bibles. However, with FreeShow, it's made easy, right? If you make and bring up an actual verse, you can go down to the scripture tab as a media person and just go to the search on the right and start searching for that verse. So let's say they said Romans chapter 12. They can type in ROM. It automatically goes to Romans, hit the 12, and then hit space, hit another 12, and it automatically takes them to Romans chapter 12, verse 12. All right. Maybe they say, I want to go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1. You can go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1. You can select that, and it'll automatically be something that your media team can double click, and it'll go immediately up for those in the sanctuary to see. They can hit the play button down here as well. And just a note, you can actually have these Bibles downloaded to your computer, or you can actually access some online. It's completely up to you. If you want to get Bibles to download on your computer, what I recommend doing is going to GaryBJr.com website. You can get several Bibles completely free from my website that you can use in FreeShow and other presentation software. But the idea is the same. You want to be able to flow with the service as a media person. You want to be stealth. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to draw attention. You don't want to distract. You want to be completely seamless and in sync with the folks on stage. FreeShow is the solution that allows you to do just that. All right. And then my last point here, out of many options, right? There's so many things I haven't touched on. This channel has been designed to help equip you to use FreeShow at a very high level. So there are over 100 videos that have been made, and you can go there and you can find any question that you might have. There should be an answer for it in any of the videos that have been created, all the way from creating an entire service to figuring out how to set up your timers, how to set up your overlays, every little detail that we can think of. We've tried to make a video about it. And if you don't see a video for your particular need, make a comment and ask the question, and we'll try to get a video made for you as soon as possible. All right. Now, this last point here, lyrics shouldn't take hours to create. And I know you want to fine tune it. You want to make everything look right. You want to make it look well. And that's important. But in FreeShow, lyrics can be found as long as you have access to the internet. You can do a search for the lyrics and the artist, and you can pop it up almost immediately. Now, I'm not saying that you would do real-time lyrics during your service, but a lot of times there might be some situations that you'll run into as a media team member or as a worship leader where you want to add a song to the list for the service and you didn't get to prepare it ahead of time. FreeShow has your back. It allows you to make those shows, and it allows you to make a template to make it show up the exact same way as every other show that you've already made with lyrics. And it is able to go up and be shown to your audience in minutes, right? Probably in seconds, depending on how quickly you can type out the name of the show, of the song that you're looking for. All right. And so for users, okay, those are in the ministry. If you're a leader in the ministry, I strongly recommend putting your PowerPoint presentation to bed. I know you're used to using it. I know it's worked well for you in the past, but your media team, if you're a media team member, you know that that is not the best. It's not the most ideal situation for you. What I would say, consider switching over to FreeShow so that you can experience what it looks like to use a program that's designed to meet your ministry needs. Now, going back just briefly about this idea of your songs and your lyrics, when you're making PowerPoints, every PowerPoint slideshow is separate and saved on your computer. And in order to get to a new slideshow, you literally have to close out one and then find the other and pop that one up next. In FreeShow, that is not the case whatsoever. If I want to go to a new slide or a new show, I'm going to show you. I've got a list or a whole slew of shows that I've got here in FreeShow, and you can organize them however you want to by the name of the service. Maybe it's a Friday night meeting, maybe it's a men's meeting, maybe it's a Sunday meeting, or you just got a list or a catalog full of songs. And I just got mine called Songs by default, and we've got songs here. So here's one here called God, I Look to You, and it's available. No, this is actually For Your Glory. Let me go to God, I Look to You. You'll see that one there. And you'll see this got its own background and everything. Your media team could literally be using this program to find the songs they need. Maybe they need to use this Hallelujah chant song, right? It's got its own special background. It's got the words really large, really big, and easy to see for the audience. But your audience, all they're seeing is this. They don't know what's going on. And as soon as you're ready to switch as a media team member, let's say we want to go to For Your Glory, we've got that one. Maybe we want to go to God, I Look to You. All your media team has to do is they can actually click on any one of these, but I would recommend they drag it over into the service. So now it's locked in, it's in the service, and then they can simply go and they can click on it. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like real time, all right? So if I go to letting you see me, right? In-house, they're seeing the show, point number 10 has been made, and then we're switching over to the song. And there it goes. It automatically shows up seamlessly for the audience, all right? And then your media team person can go through and they can play the lyrics. They can go to each particular slide they need to. They can skip around if they need to. If your worship team wants to sing a certain hook or a verse or a bridge over and over, they can do that, and they can see exactly what they need to go to very, very easily, because here they can see everything. If they need to make a quick change, they can do it by going to the edit page, or they can just change their view. And now they can type in as they need to make adjustments to any slide that they want to real time. Now, this is just a taste of FreeShow. As I opened up, I wanted to let you know, and I remind you now, if you want to get started with FreeShow, I've already created a no-nonsense beginner's guide to help you get started with understanding how to do what you just saw me do, to use FreeShow for your very first presentation in 7 simple steps. And it's called the No-Nonsense Guide. No-Nonsense Beginner's Guide, for FreeShow. Now, if that's going to be helpful for you, feel free to check it out. I've also told you that we have over 100 videos created to help you get started with FreeShow on my YouTube channel at Gary B. Jr. channel. It's just the Gary B. Jr., right? My website is GaryBJr.com. Feel free to check out any of the resources I have there. There are a number of free downloads for Bibles and lower thirds and templates, along with courses that can really help you get started with FreeShow and be able to put PowerPoint to bed for good. All right, I'm Gary B. Jr. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it helped you in a major way. Now, at this point, most people would ask you to like and subscribe, and I think that's great, but my goal is a little bit different. My goal is to empower as many people as possible all over the globe. And there's one way that you can really help me do that, and that is to leave a comment below with a question, a thought, how this video may have helped you, or things that were left out that you still have questions about, and to share this video with someone just like you. someone who is looking for answers, someone who's curious and wants to grow. With your help, I believe we can build a community of people that want to grow together. So until next time, God bless.